Tessa Arcilia is covering things for us and is live in the media centre there in Glasgow. Tell us more about Canada's Prime Minister, Tessa, and that roundtable on carbon pricing.
Yes, Heather, that roundtable was important because, in essence, it is a debate. So you've got Canada there taking the lead, setting that example. And I think what is interesting is what other countries will ask Canada about how it is getting things done, because as it stands, it has one of the most ambitious carbon pricing models currently in existence. And Justin Trudeau was saying that what he aims to do really is by 2030, 60% of carbon emissions would already be priced. So there is putting a price on pollution is the way he termed it. He likened it to the other important agreement that world leaders had done, which is putting a minimum corporate tax of 15% on corporations. That was hard to reach. So he is comparing the possibility of having a global standard on carbon pricing to that decision. Take a listen to what he said.
One of the things I think we all know needs to come out of COP is a clearer call to create a global standard around putting a price on pollution. Not only will that encourage innovation, give that clear price signal to the private sector that making the right capital investments to transform to lower emissions makes sense, but it also ensures that those who are leading on pricing pollution don't get unfairly penalized.
First of all, where Canada stands is $40 per ton is the cost of pollution, and he says he wants to push it up to $170 per ton by 2030. He mentioned fairness there, Heather. I think that's important because what is fair for one country is not necessarily fair for another. So that's where the debate and the sticking points will come up. Heather?
So I mentioned that methane pledge event led by U.S. President Joe Biden. What more do we know on that one and any other pledges that we should be watching for? The details there, Tessa.
Yeah, indeed. So we are waiting for that methane announcement and commitments that are putting in place. So if Justin Trudeau is owning carbon pricing, if we can say it that way, Joe Biden is owning the methane pledge, a global methane pledge. So far, 90 countries have signed on to that. This is trying to reduce the amount of methane in the environment. As we know, this is short-lived gas, but it is more potent, 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide in warming the planet. So it is an important step forward if they get as many countries to agree. One other thing to come out of this, Heather, you mentioned it earlier, deforestation. This has about 100 countries committing to ending and reversing deforestation, including countries like Indonesia, which is the world's largest exporter of palm oil, and Brazil, as you mentioned, where the Amazon is experiencing a lot of deforestation there. But let's not forget climate activists on the ground are saying, take this with a grain of salt and see where actions lie, because they say that Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil, could not be trusted. So that's coming from the activists. And also another interesting point I just want to put forth is there was illegal loggers, that is. There was an interview I heard earlier today where they said, look, for us, this is a matter of survival. For as long as there are trees, we're going to keep cutting them. So the leaders here will have to balance the goals of reaching our climate ambitions as well as concerns of ordinary folk who are directly affected by this. Heather?
Tessa, thank you very much. Tessa Arcilia is there in Glasgow, and we'll be back to her for more. As I said, that methane pledge announcement expected this hour.